Hello, that's the wrong camera. We don't belong on this one. Hello, we're playing Dragon Age today. That's not what's happening. We're playing Animorphs today, y'all. What's up? Like we're playing Dragon Age today. So we didn't play last week because I wanted to get some sunshine. Hi everyone, we're back today with some Animorphs. Not getting sunshine, causing some teenagers some trauma. I am your storyteller, Valdrianth, sitting here on my channel. This is our halfway mark of the season. This is a 10 episode season. So when we're done today, we'll be halfway through. I'm gonna go ahead and let my players introduce themselves and their characters and answer the question: what is your favorite and least favorite 90s fashion trend?
Cool. So I'm up first like usual. I'm Ollie. I play Javier, the prince. Sort of. He's not a very good leader. But
He tries.
my favorite or his favorite fashion trend, is it the time of bucket hats? Is that a thing yet?
Oh yeah, bucket hats were definitely a thing. They might have been like more of a 2000s trend, but yeah, bucket hats definitely a thing. Yeah, because they're back.
Yeah, I think he saw that and thought, I don't like my hair. I can just fucking stuff it
With a bucket
inside
hat.
this thing. And least favorite, is this also the era where people will put on skirts and then pants underneath that? Or is that
No,
2000?
that's definitely a 2000s trend. Like that's Ursa like 2005, buddy. But I agree that was awful. Like,
uh, uh, oh gosh, what even is 2000s? Jean, everything jean. Yeah, the full
denim,
denim.
a Canadian
Yes.
tuxedo.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
We still rock it up here. Right. Anna.
I am next. I am Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny most places on the internet. I play Riley the Extreme, all around band geek and fantasy nerd. And has become somewhat of a leader for this group. I'm not at all stalling as I think about the question. Riley's favorite 90s fashion, obviously grunge. That is how I have described her from the beginning of this game, way back, season 1, episode 1.
Yep.
Least favorite, loud windbreakers. Would not be caught dead in one.
The full. Yeah. We were talking about this yesterday, me and Nick, because we saw someone come out in a full Adidas suit, like the windbreaker jacket, the pants, and the shoes, and I was like, "Is this a thing again? Like, are we doing this again? Okay." Like, oh man. Go ahead, Nielsen.
Hi, I'm Nilsine. I'm playing Tony, our Battleborn, who's now our teenage runaway / wanted felon.
He hasn't been charged yet, so he's not a felon.
Okay, true. He's just wanted.
He's just wanted.
I'm pretty sure plaid, from what I remember of the era with jocks, would be his favorite fashion. Like the plaid shirt / jackety deal thing.
But was it like the short? Because that does cross into a little bit of grunge. So was it the short sleeve pad, or was it like the polo khaki? Like...
It'd be the polo probably for him. He's not quite cool enough to have done grunge. His
little polo right there.
Yeah. Least favorite would probably be similar to mine, with leopard print and all that junk, which was also kind of late 80s, but
yeah, it tried to come back in the 90s. Also, the Flower Child stuff tried to come back in the 90s too. Yeah. All right, Arnica. You're muted. There you go.
I have like 5 freaking windows open. I'm trying to pull up the right one, and they're all like, no. I'm gonna freeze for a second. Hi, I'm Arnica. I'm playing Gisharet Effie, your favorite Andalite. Everyone, everyone loves me. I'm adorable. I'm definitely not an awkward third reel. I'm definitely not a weird little racist. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm learning. I'm growing through it, as they say on some Twitter threads. It's fine.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So let's see. Favorite fashion trend? The FUBU suits. The ones on the girls, the full velour, matching top and bottom with the matching Adidas. Perfect. Big, all of it, head to toe. It's a look. My least favorite. My least favorite, I'm taking it back to the early 90s, like right at 90, 91. It's the hammer pants. The cut of them, I could have dealt with, but those patterns.
Those
like
have also been trying to come back.
The ones that swooshed as opposed to just straight doing the knee length drop crotch. The swoosh ones were better. The ones that crossed as opposed to when they just went with the knee length crotch. I hate a knee length crotch. I'm ready to fight you and your pants separately.
Yeah, I don't want a knee length crotch either. Sounds
You cannot, sir, you cannot convince me that you need all that. No. I don't buy that you need it. You don't.
Not you particularly.
I have met a man who needed all that space and he wore regular jeans like everyone else. Put those away.
I can guarantee you I do not need all that.
You're welcome.
Oh man. Anyway, hi everyone. My trend in the 90s, I graduated 8th grade in the year 2000, so middle school was my 90s trend. The thing that it was very hard for me to participate in fashion trends because I was a fat kid, but I did participate in a few. The ones that I did do, I don't know if it was my favorite, but Jesus sandals. Like everybody had like that same pair of Jesus sandals that were kind of Doc Martens, but you were so poor, so you had like the Walmart version. So Jesus sandals I participated in, and I also participated in corduroy. Like corduroy was something, especially corduroy overalls. I had a couple pair of those. My least favorite, and it will still be my least favorite, and it did start in the 90s, is anything low rise. Fuck low rise pants. They're literally they are meant for children who do not. They are meant for teenagers that do not have floof. And I was a teenager with floof. So yeah, don't bring those back. I know they keep trying to bring them back, and I'll be like, you're gonna be able to wear those for approximately 2 years of your life, and then realize it's awful. So, and you're gonna be wishing for your mid-rise to come back right away. Gotta hold all that in. Anyway, sup everyone. This is a couple things before we get started. One, as Nightbot has told you, this is a mature rated channel, but not only that, this particular stream does take place in the 90s in Louisiana. So you can expect all of the social constructs that were existing in that time when it comes to racism, homophobia, transphobia, and all of that stuff. We are in charge of those stories as people who experience that. And we are... anything there is for catharsis, and we're taking care of ourselves when it comes to that. On top of that, this is also an Animorphs game, so this is a game about child soldiers and the trauma of war and mental health and PTSD and all of that great stuff. It's terrible, it's horrible, and we love doing it. So if any of that bothers you, this might not be the space for you. Or if anything happens that you need to step away, again, take care of yourself. We're taking care of ourselves. We have our safety tools that are up and running, and we make sure that we're doing okay. But yeah, that's that. And last but not least, before we get started with the actual game, this is a viewer-affected game. You can affect the game with your bits, subs, and donations. Every 100 biddies to this channel gives a player a reroll who rolls dice, so not me. If you subscribe to the channel or gift subs to the channel, you can give a an extra dice to anyone else who rolls dice. An extra dice could mean the difference between a success, a failure, or a crit success, or a crit failure. Because that's also a thing. And if you give a $5 donation, you can give anyone here an auto crit. And if you give a $10 donation, you can give me an idea. And it's $10 the sliding scale. Like, you can give more and give a worse or better idea. Of course, we don't cross any lines and veils with those ideas, and it's up to my discretion, since I know my players hopefully pretty well. With that, let's go and get started. So last episode, our players, our gang, our children, essentially spent some good time emotionally and physically recovering from the ordeal of their jailbreak, where one of our characters, our boy Tony, is now wanted for murder of a cop. And as a result of that, he does know for a fact that his parents are controllers now. They have... Yep. He is not sure about his sister yet, but pretty sure about his parents at this point. Because he has seen their... paid attention to their patterns. But they did spend mostly finishing their downtime activities. Also, some morphs were acquired for both Tony and Effie, where they went into the zoo to get it. And Tony got himself an owl. And Effie had a poop fight with a chimpanzee, but she got a chimpanzee. Kind of thing. Meanwhile, you have Ollie, that's your real name, Javier, and Riley kind of dealing with the repercussions of being the only two people in their school now that know what's going on. Also, Javier revealed that he's seen Space Satan to everyone, because Tony has also seen Space Satan. What else happened?
The ending.
Oh yeah, you figured out that you have a dad.
Yeah, that's new.
So for the record, y'all, when I kind of dropped the bomb on the cliffhanger from last week, it's like, we want you to go, we think it might be best for the remainder of your high school career to go live with your dad, since things are so tense here. The thing is that the character that is listed as Javier's dad on my NPC sheet did not have the note that Javier did not know that wasn't his dad. He always thought it was his uncle. So we had to take a moment and be like, you know what? We're not going to retcon this. This is real and this is happening. And that's where we're starting off. And which mom was it that told you? Was it engineer mom or landscaper mom that dropped that bomb?
I feel like engineer mom was the one who always gives the upsetting news.
Right. And as she says this, your other mom just kind of turns and looks at her, and she's like, honey, oh, oh, shit.
What do you mean?
I mean, so, what's your pop's name again, real quick?
Hector, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, his name is Hector. So, you know Hector, right? Of course.
Of course.
Right. And it was sort of told to you from a young age that Hector was your biological family without the specifics?
He's my uncle. This is...
He is your biological father.
So he's just been here the whole time.
He had a hard time when your mom died. And on top of that, and there's like a pause, you're a US citizen. And at the time, he was not.
But I don't. But he was. I think he just kind of stands up and starts pacing around.
Like, your poor mom is just like, I can't believe I fucking let that slipped. He was supposed to be the one who tells him. Like, that's like what's going through her mental capacity right now. And neither one of them, like, because they know you well enough to know that physical touch is not necessarily comforting for you. So neither one of them, like, get up to, like, do that for you. They sort of, like, sit and wait for you to process. And from a thermos, your mom just pours some black coffee in a mug and just pushes it towards the end of the table where you're pacing, in case you want to have
it. I think he just kind of paces around, mumbling to himself for a little while, just like thinking over the fact that he should have known. He should, of course. And when he just stops, I love you too very much. But do you know how alone I felt here for so long? And he couldn't. I know he would. I don't know what he was feeling, but he could have just. I need to go.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be home tonight, and it's gonna be okay. Is that okay?
They exchange looks to each other for a second, and they're like, where are you going to be?
I'm going to find some people to talk to, some friends.
Riley?
If she's there, sure.
Javier, please understand that parents don't always make the best decisions. And when it came to telling you, it wasn't our call. And the complication and the nuance of this situation is not your fault. And please don't take it out on Hector, because it isn't his either.
Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna go now because I can't do what I need to do here. Okay. And he's just gonna try to walk away. He's gonna try to leave.
Before you leave, your landscaping mom meets you there, and she hands you a pager. Like her pager.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just...
Yeah. He'll take that, and
we're going to check in at midnight. We'll page you, and even if it's just to say that you're safe, do it for us, okay?
Right. Sure.
Thank you.
And yeah, I think he just is gonna walk out and start running towards the safe house until he's far enough away where he can morph into a gorilla and make the rest of the way.
Okay. Are you running or are you taking like your skateboard for the sake of like?
No, I don't think he's even thought about
Yeah.
that much. He's just starts going.
You are in the city and your safe house is out about 10 miles out in the country, in the forest.
Right.
So like that's like the only thing is that like there's not even gonna be like a sidewalk. You're just gonna be a kid running in the streets or a gorilla running in the streets. Yeah.
That is pretty funny. But no, yeah, in that case he'd grab the skateboard and just start kicking.
Cool.
Yeah,
you make it to the hideout, and I mean Effie and Tony there's a little fire. There's a little fire, and at some point Tony, like, you've gotten like a battery powered TV, like black and white TV with an antenna on it, so that you can catch SNL.
Yeah, I think he just kind of like comes up rather unexpectedly, and without saying anything, he just starts taking off his shirt and his pants, and like he's got, the basketball shorts underneath and all that, and just without saying a word turns into his gorilla morph and just starts breaking shit. He just starts destroying anything he can find.
So Effie is just, she's laying there for a non-feline of any kind. She kind of loafs.
Mm-hmm.
She likes to curl up under her like my littlest cat is right now, just 100% loaf, but tall loaf. Yeah, tall blue loaf.
Big loaf.
And so she's kind of loaf. She's staring at the SNL. She doesn't get it, but she likes it. The Eddie Murphy. He is so funny.
He's so funny. He's got so many silly voices.
He is here as a guest star, and she approves. So, trying to watch this, and all of a sudden he just comes in and starts busting shit. No, not our milk crate. It took us for fucking ever to find that milk crate. No. Like, Effie has gotten attached to little bits of trash that we have managed to find over the last week. Tony and Effie have managed to, like, kind of clubhouse it out some. They've built themselves, like, a little bookcase out of some cinder blocks and busted up road signs. They've got half a couch that's, like, 3 duct tape bean bags rescued from the side of the road on top of, like, a busted door. Look, you've made a garbage clubhouse so you haven't before. I don't know what to tell you.
Effie?
So, yeah.
Oh. Did you have something else? Sorry.
No.
Effie, do you want to put the TV somewhere and maybe, if you remember where she lives, get Riley?
I'm going to very quickly snatch up the tiny TV, and I'm just cradling it close to me as I get up. Gotta do one of them nervous little horse side steps back. I'm just looking at the gorilla. It's like, yes, that will be best. And I'm gonna take off like at a dead run, just cradling this TV like a beloved child.
There's like the glow of the
you
TV.
can still hear SNL.
At some point, though, like you get to the part of the forest where it just becomes like staticky because it is like an antenna, like a radio almost. So it's like you just get the white noise and then you have to move to the side for it to come back on, like in the clearing.
So right about the time I get to the static and I can't see them anymore, I'm gonna be like, no, he killed it from so far away. And I'm gonna very carefully lay it down, like screen side up so that it's flickering creepy light up through the trees. I'll be like, I will miss you, SNL. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn into my Chrome Morph and go get Riley because Javier has killed the TV. It must be stopped. Something is wrong.
Oh my god. Just wait until Kenny G infomercials come on. Like...
Yeah.
I love the pasta. You can set it and forget it. She's here for this. Yo, the pasta maker comes on at 1:30 in the morning and Effie's just into it. Did you know that you can put the beets in the pasta? It makes so many shapes, Tony.
Tony, meanwhile, is going to turn into the old faithful rhino form. And then thought speech at Javier. Hey, what's wrong?
I think from him you get like it's not super coherent dialogue. It's mostly just screaming, just they fucking lied. I'm almost 18 and they never fucking told me anything. He's a fucking coward. How could he just not say anything? He pretended, and then he just every time he's just finding something bigger, something heavier to throw and hit and break, and it seems like most of it is even trying to destroy things. He's just trying to hurt himself by hitting other things. Like he's just, meh.
All right, buddy. Come this way then. You can't break any more stuff. I kind of live here now.
I'm sorry.
As he just kind of moves over to you, huffing and puffing like this huge looming gorilla, I think he again, this is morph stuff, so you can tell me if this is not allowed. But I like the idea of him like morphing back down, but like doing that, going down to his base and then eventually starting to do that fusion thing, but never stopping, like never hitting a target.
The human, that is actually a skill. Yeah.
Yeah, I do have that skill.
Oh, you have that skill. Then yeah,
yes.
If you have that skill, like in that talent to kind of the fast morphing.
No, the people fusing one.
Oh, the people fusing one, where you're fusing two people together, or
yeah, because the thing that I'm seeing that I was thinking about is like him coming back down to his base and then starting to like shift again.
Yeah.
But like never fixating on a single body. Like just being stuck in the transition.
Yeah, you can just stop mid-morph. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think as he just kind of gets smaller in front of you, he sits down, like kind of curls up, and just you see him change from like all of the various people that you've known he's taken, and they start to mix into one, and just it never fits a single face. It just keeps changing.
All right. Tony's going to morph back too then. Do you still need to hit something? I was offering. If you have anger, go ahead and let some more out till Riley gets here. It's okay. Tony will try and reach out slowly, but not quite, just not quite hug.
I think he swats your hand away. Just don't fucking touch me right now.
Okay.
I think there's one last thing that like he kind of he looks up to you, and like you see his eyes, like they're like still transitioning for like a moment. There's like multiple irises and pupils in there, and like he's starting to cry from one of them but not the other. He's just like, sorry, and he just tries to keep himself down again.
It's cool, man, don't worry. Just whatever this is, we'll figure it out. I mean, can't be worse than an alien invasion.
I don't know. To a teenage boy, maybe.
Yeah.
Riley, what are you doing when a crow comes a knocking? It's kind of late. Like SNL was on, so like...
I was wondering if we were planning to meet up since it's a Saturday night, but if it was that late, guessing we were probably waiting.
Y'all wanted a night off, probably.
Yeah. I think I am in my room. Video games. Am I? Pokemon Red and Blue just came out like a couple weeks ago.
Oh man, you got that Game Boy Color, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Riley just sitting in a room.
Right under the lamp because there's no backlight yet. Like on. You're in Lavender Town right now.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And then pow! There's a crow that just like starts knocking.
I think Riley's getting used to birds slamming into her
slamming
window.
into the window. Actually, Effie, how do you thought speak once you're in range, or do you knock? Like, what's your plan? How do you get her attention?
So I think that Effie knows roughly where Riley's house is. Like, she recognizes Riley's house. It has been pointed out to her at some point. You can find, in an emergency, you can find Riley here. Yeah. But I don't actually know which one Riley's bedroom is.
Okay.
So what Effie does is she circles the neighborhood until she sees a tree with a sizable murder roosting to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like right near Riley's house.
This murder is very confused. You are not part of this clan.
I know.
They all, like, so in the middle of the night.
I fly right at them screaming to get them hollering too.
They're all screaming now. There's now a murder of crows screaming.
We did establish in season 1 that Riley and her mother have been befriending the crows, which is how I got my crow morph.
That is true. Because Riley also does have a crow morph. Yeah, no, this is the murder that's like friends at this particular, like, and you know, it's the fall, so like the pecan trees just dropped all their pecans, and now like the crows are like, time to eat. And yeah, so Riley, there's a murder of crows screaming outside your window. Literally bloody murder, as there's an intruder.
That will get my attention because I'm used to them being out there. So I will walk over to my window and look out. I think I kind of stand to the side of it and look out because I've gotten a little paranoid with everything that we've been through. Yeah. I'm going to look out and see what's going on.
You don't see
There's
anyone.
one poor crow just getting run around by all the others. Now I start screaming, help me, Riley, help me.
I will just open my window. I think that's the best course of action right now.
Your window is open. You have a clear view into Riley's room now.
Okay, because I come in like a fucking cartoon, just a little bit too fast, trying to break. I'm normally pretty good with the crow, but I've never run from a whole murder of other crows before. I'm a little bit nervous, and so I come in a little bit hard. I skid off the top of Riley's dresser. Yeah. I hope you didn't have anything nice on top of there.
I think there was a bunch of stuff up there, but I don't know if there was anything nice.
And for the record, you have been in Crowmore for about 55 minutes by this point. Because that's about how long it would take in Crow to fly to Riley's house. If you were a bigger bird, it'd be different. Plus, you had to find it.
Plus, I had to find it. And so, I'm like, Javier is screaming and has killed the TV.
What?
Tony says to come get you. Tony says to come. Javier And I'm kind of
is he
preening
hurt?
myself. I'm like, I don't know. He is very upset.
Okay. Meet me at my car. I will open the window back up for Crow, Effie, and gather up my things real quick and run down the stairs and just kind of shout to my mom that I'm heading out and don't even wait for a response, just out the door.
Like, it's 11 o'clock at night.
You get to your car and there's a naked Javier sitting in your passenger seat because I thought it would be less suspicious than riding as a crow. I figured driving with a crow in your passenger seat would be very weird, but Javier is Riley's boyfriend. This is perfectly normal.
We need to get Effie some really big horse pants. Very tight horse pants.
Or a skirt, as long as you don't mind looking really pretty.
I don't know what's funnier, if it had been Javier or a chimpanzee sitting in the front seat.
I get in and realize that, oh, God. And I will grab some clothes from the back of my car and just throw them at Effie. Put those on now.
You notice that humans don't like to be naked in front of each other. You're starting to figure this out. It's very strange. What's everyone else can be naked, but not people for some reason.
I mean, I guess I get it. My genitals are neatly tucked away on the inside, I assume. So
Yeah.
If mine were hanging out, I would probably also wear the pants.
Listen, it's canon that all Andalites have cloaca, okay? Continue.
As Effie takes care of that, I'm not going to speed, but I'm going to drive as fast as I can without getting pulled over.
Absolutely. And you know that closer to the hideout itself, there's probably a speed trap, but luckily the Popo ain't out tonight, so at least in that particular speed trap, they're more attuned to staying closer to where teenagers would hang out, not into the forest. So yeah, no, you pull in the hangout, and what's going on, boys? Are y'all wrestling?
Javier, how do you feel about a cat that you probably somewhere in your brain know is Tony?
I think he has an easier time with you in that form than anything else right now. So he's just kind of curled up in a ball petting a cat.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what's happening. Javier's petting a kitty, lowering his blood pressure.
Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's not exactly Javier. It's just a changing mess of person.
Multitude, yeah. I think you've been doing this for a while, and Effie, you know that he's been doing this for a while, but you know that the clock doesn't reset until you're completely in your normal form. So if you want to warn him about that, that is on you.
Yeah, no, I do. This is even if Javier was I don't want to say my enemy. I would let a Yerk do this. But anything other than a Yerk, I would not leave them to suffer like this. And I like Javier. We're not like besties, but we've got. Who else can I pick on this planet? Mm-hmm. Who else can try and fail to keep me humble? So I'm gonna start to come at Javier, and I'm gonna realize probably within I'm gonna get to about a foot of him before I remember that I'm wearing his face.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he looks at you with just genuine hate.
And I'm gonna go ahead and start dropping out of that real fast. I'm just gonna be like, you are Javier, you are not doing well. You have to come out. You cannot get stuck like this.
Why not?
Javier, your body cannot get stuck mid-change. You are shifting too fast. If you freeze mid-shift, we do not know what will and will not be formed. It is very dangerous. You must come out, Javier.
I don't want to.
I sit down on the ground in front of Javier, facing him. I need you to breathe. And we'll talk about this afterwards, but you need to calm down. You need to come out of this morph. We still need you in this fight. I still need you.
Riley, I don't want to be me anymore.
I am acutely aware of what that feels like. But this is not the solution.
He starts to like calm down and like turn back into himself. You had to go get the one person. I'm sorry. I know this isn't important. I shouldn't be reacting like this.
You're allowed to feel how you feel. You're allowed to react however you want, as long as it's not harming yourself or others. We don't want you to get stuck like that. What do you need right now? Do you need to talk? Do you need to break stuff? Do we need to just sit quietly?
I don't know. I've never been good at this. Every time I would get mad, people would treat me like I'm a fucking monster. So I stopped trying to be mad. I stopped trying to be anything. And now I don't know. I wanna hurt things. I want to hurt everything in myself. I want to just I want to have been worse having someone here. You know? I want to have been enough for him to stay.
For who?
My dad apparently is alive and fine. Apparently. I thought he was he's been in my life for a while as my uncle, teaching me the little bits about where it came from. But he's never really around. He would just come and tell me about how I should be proud of whatever imaginary thing I am. Fucking bullshit. I never felt like I was whatever he said I was. I joined groups to like be part of the community, and I was never, I don't know, Hispanic enough for them, but I was never whatever enough for even those nerdy ass groups where I felt the closest to normal. I wasn't normal enough. There's never anything that felt right. And my dad, my mom's, want me to go with my dad. They want me to live with him in Texas because they think it's safer.
And how do you feel about that?
I'm not gonna live with a man who was too scared to tell me he was my father.
Okay. I can tell you're very tense right now. There's a lot of emotions pent up. I can go running with you. We can morph and go running through the woods, breaking stuff, throwing stuff. Would that help?
Yes.
Okay. We're only going to do it for an hour. We're not going to take any risks, okay?
Okay. And yeah, I think he's just going to you know, he's gonna hug you as he gets up, but as he pulls away, he starts tensing up as he gets ready to just run into the forest and break shit.
Okay. I will follow as a jaguar. I should be able to keep up with you no matter what you're doing.
That is fair. And as this scene sort of kind of comes to either both the quiet of just a gorilla and a panther breaking things for a hot second, when they're slightly further in a different direction from the two of you, Effie and Nielsen, you hear in the opposite direction, "Help, help, I've fallen and I can't get up." And I'm gonna put a veil on this now. How's everybody doing? Is everybody okay? Alright. I think we're gonna take a break a little bit early though. Just not a long full break, maybe like a 5-minute break here, just to regroup and come into another scene. And we will be back here in about between 5 and 10. So we'll see you here in a little bit. Is it going hot? And we're on the right. We're on the correct overlay this time and not the Dragon Age one. Hi everyone, we are back from our little break. We have returned. We just went through some emotions with Javier, and we're gonna have a moment. We return to the crew, whoever we do put a spotlight on, a couple of days later. This happened on a Saturday, so sayhaps on a Wednesday or Thursday later. But Riley and Javier did have some downtime actions that they had left over, and I believe y'all said y'all did some training. What did y'all end up training up your actions for?
Yeah, I think we spent the last couple days helping Javier blow off some steam. So we did a lot of sparring, a lot of breaking shit, running through the woods, all of that sort of things. I personally am training up my playbook towards a move I'm going to take soon-ish. It's going to be a while, but soon.
Yeah. What did you end up training, Ollie? Yeah.
Yeah, I went with, despite the fact that I've been training Resolve, I went with Body for this one, and I'm gonna put it in Rec at some point.
Fair. No, like Rec is good to have. Okay. So we're now going to enter into a phase in Blades in the Dark. Blades in the Dark has 3 phases. It's mission phase, it's downtime phase, and then it's gather information phase, and then we start over again. And we're going to enter into that sort of gather information phase. Y'all have some sort of idea of what's next. You'll have these files. You do understand that there is a rig, an oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico that has the air of, which was not shared with y'all yet, of Visser One. She has, the only one who suspects it's Visser One, I believe, would be Effie at this point. She has not, shared that information with y'all quite yet. She might soon. And there are plenty of ways. We can go ahead and start, this scene essentially with y'all, the 4 of y'all together, figuring out what you're doing. What is the plan to get the plan? Kind of thing. And y'all have a shit ton of resources and cohorts at this point. So there's almost no wrong way to do this. But, what y'all are together, we'll say. Y'all could be at the hideout. Y'all could be at the mall, at somebody's house, wherever you want to be. Probably not the mall, because Tony and the
Still wanted.
and 2 Javiers.
Way too many Javiers.
Yeah.
I think we have to be at the base.
To be fair, Javier could turn into a nurse, and Tony could turn into a cop, and they could pretend to be dating, and then you would have Javier, Effie as Javier, and Riley.
What a fucking day that would be.
Just do the base.
I know.
It's so complicated.
At this point, I'm pretty sure that, y'all have recovered the TV. It's not dead. So y'all have definitely had plenty of, there's probably been some Maury, some Jerry Springer, some Days of Our Lives, all that great stuff. You've been introduced to network television, Effie. And then, even at this point, y'all probably even gathered, maybe lawn chairs or a recliner that somebody decided that they didn't want anymore that was left on the side of the road. And I bet Tony's real happy about that because he doesn't have to sleep on the floor. It's oh yes, look at this lazy boy with a rat living inside. Perfect.
Hey, you're a cat. That's perfect.
Yeah. But y'all are here in the forest, probably after school. So in the afternoon. Gathered around. What are y'all talking about?
So obviously this seems like they're trying to get resources from this oil rig. The logical thing would be oil, but it doesn't seem like that'd be powerful enough to create the explosion on the level of, cosmic travel that Effie was referring to.
Could be the pressure from it.
Maybe.
There could be something in the ocean under the rig if like a ship crashed there or something.
And there have been a lot of aliens coming in and out of the planet without us knowing. So it's definitely possible.
Or like the Decepticons had like an underwater base even. An oil rig would be a really easy way to like go back and forth.
So we need information.
Yeah.
No. I
Well,
think somebody needs to figure out how oil rigs are usually set up, so we have an idea of what we're walking into.
well, I met a few nice men who luckily weren't yerked, thanks to the nonsense at the jail. One of them seemed kind enough to keep me from, shooting a cop or whatever. So I can probably reach out to him, maybe as a way to talk about stuff, and maybe I can get some information from him.
Maybe it has been days. Has it been weeks?
It's been at least a week and a half. Maybe no, it's been like 2 weeks. Yeah, they might actually already be back on the job at this point.
It's been 2 weeks. They could have gotten a yerk after that.
Yeah.
One of you. Oh, go ahead.
Well, wouldn't the information about the oil rig be pretty public? Wouldn't we be able to get some information from just the library? I mean,
possibly.
There's public
if not this one specifically, then oil rigs in general.
Yeah,
so we know.
Also, like, call the company and say you're a student doing a report. Sometimes they'll send people stuff.
Javier, what kind of engineer is your mom?
I believe when we talked about it, we were saying that she is. What building was she working in? I think it was like the aerospace stuff. Was what I suggested the first time.
Aerospace, really?
I thought so. That's what.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. That lines up.
Also, if one of you want to get in contact with the California folks, I probably shouldn't log into my stuff anymore.
I can do that. I think I was the person who talked to them originally.
As a reminder to Javier, one of the other things that was going is there were collect calls coming into your house from someone named Bananas.
Bananas?
You finally got the name.
Right.
And it's actually still kind of been happening, at least like every other day.
Right. I guess I should probably contact them. I mean,
I still have them on AIM.
Right. I don't know. I didn't realize that was them.
Maybe they'll have information for us. I'll reach out if you all want to do the other things.
Yeah, I can at least go to a library and look up like basic oil rig stuff.
I can contact them as my mother and maybe pretend I'm trying to get a job or something. I don't know.
So Effie's kind of looking at the hologram thing, and she's been poking at it, kind of fiddling through without opening it too much. She's like, I am going to see what else this knows.
Maybe plug it in somewhere that isn't the base, right?
Well, yes. That seems like maybe a better idea.
Don't wear anyone else's face. They're expecting an Andalite, so if they can see you, I mean, definitely don't show them Javier's face.
Yeah.
No, I shall be. And I start shrinking down until there's a chimpanzee holding it. I need thumbs.
That'll
did
be
you-
really
what?
funny.
Never mind.
We'll say that you've practiced being a chimp in the past couple of days. It's like being a person but angrier. It's like it's not that much different than being a human, except you actually want to commit more violence.
Which is surprising because as Javier, you want to commit a bit of violence.
It's even more violence than Javier. It's
Perfect.
just like a constant, it's ingrained inside of you. Like, you hold on to this thing and you're like, I could tinker with it, or I could chew on it. Or smash someone's skull in with it. Like, that's how the chimpanzee thinks. I'm not making this shit up. This is how chimpanzees are violent, vile creatures. Like, I have to get my book.
Yeah, no, they really
But
are.
Also,
This is
let
what
us
I'll
know
end up
before
doing
you
for you all.
get too crazy if you
And,
think you're contacting
forget.
someone.
I'm gonna let everybody somehow roll some sort of gather information roll, and what I'm gonna end up doing is like based on Effie's probably gonna go first, so that way, based on the information that y'all get from each other's previous rolls, it might have you change slightly, on what you want to do, right? So, gathering information. It's always fun. So, the way I believe it, I need the actual details because it's like, you have to roll these. It's like, I know you have to roll it, but it's like, how many questions do you get depending on the answers, right? I am blind. So, Effie, I will say, like, your information roll will be a tinker roll if you're going to be messing with this machine. And just like any other roll, you can push yourself, you can take a bargain, you can do whatever it takes to get what you want out of this. And resource-wise, on our spreadsheet, you have 2 extra dice that you could use at any point. So if you want to bump up your chances to get a 6 or a crit success, you can do that. You don't have any rerolls, though. The only person who has rerolls is Anna. Okay.
Okay, so as we have been scrounging the side of the road for cast off furniture and stuff, I found a little kindergartner's book bag. It's got like 1997 Batman. It's got Kevin Conroy Batman on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's sized for a child, and I put it in the book bag with like 1 or 2 tools. I'm a little bit rough because I'm a chimpanzee. Shove it in, zip it up. I put my little book bag on. I look at everyone very seriously, all Mr. Chips. I'm like, I will be back shortly. And just off I go. Just do, monkeying away. I head across the freeway, and I head out to that side. Whatever the hell is across the freeway and southeast. That's the direction I'm heading.
It's very interesting. Like, when you cross the highway and there's like a tree line that looks like it's supposed to be dense forest, but when you get like maybe 30 yards in, it's a cornfield.
Cool. You know what's even harder to see than a person in all the corn? A little ass chimpanzee. Find me now, bitches.
Sure.
So off I go through the corn, and once I get like right good and in the middle, what feels like the middle to me anyway, I am, thank God I'm coming out as a bird because I'm good and fucking lost. I sit down, I open my little book bag and I pull everything out, and I try to access the last couple messages sent to this thing.
Okay, yeah.
All
roll a tinker for me.
Tinker, that's 2d6. And then where are my rules? I feel like there's something else I'm supposed to add or subtract. Add or subtract something? Just the 2d6?
With your tinker, yeah. Like I said,
Nice.
if you have if you want to use any of your extra dice, you can do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna use up one of those extra dice.
Sure. Okay.
I'm gonna roll 3d6. I got a 4, 3, and a 2.
All right, so a 4 would give you standard, which means you get good details. Clarifying and follow-up questions are possible. So you will get good details going on to this, but I need you to ask a very specific. When you pull up, luckily you're not triggering any. You are only you figure out how to trigger just past recordings. You don't like have it go live to transmit, like to call out to anyone. You just get previous recordings. And the first one that you get is the message of this human woman to Tony, like speaking about Project Ice Age, and this is when you find out that Tony has probably killed a tub full of Yerks. But go ahead and ask a question, a specific question, and I will give you the good information on it. So what information are you looking for in these recordings?
I am looking for one. I'm looking primarily for one thing, but I'm also kind of looking for a second thing. Mostly, I'm looking for, is there anything solid I can take back to them about either what Project Ice Age is or what they want with the oil rig. So that's my primary thing I'm looking for.
Pick
one of those.
Pick one.
I'm looking for... I know they're talking about the oil rig, but man, they gave this whole thing a name. Mm-hmm. Javier could just be mad at me. I'm looking for Project Ice Age.
Project Ice Age. You go back and you're kind of skipping through the recordings and the messages that are corresponded. They're not always with the same person. You don't see who she's talking to, but she has been corresponding with people. She even refers to someone as a sub-visser at some point. What sub-visser they are, you're not sure. Sometimes she'll say a name like Afrin or Ifret or like Yerk names and their numbers, right? And that's how she refers to them. She doesn't refer to them by their host names. But like in those conversations, you clearly like, shit, this is fucking Visser One. Like there's no question about that. When it finally, you kind of get towards like the beginning of the recorded messages, and Project Ice Age is a Sario Rip project where they want to send a team to go back in time to see if symbiosis can be achieved. Without interference.
Okay. Now, is there anything in those early messages that even hints at how they plan on fueling an explosion that big on a little backwater dirt ball like this? They literally, how the fuck did, Lord, how?
As a the answer that you get is, that you look, and it's a map. Like it's a holographic map that you're getting, and you see there are 2 X's on this map. It's the map of the Gulf of Mexico and the coastline, right? And you see the rig like X'd on the map, in the like what looks like to be the type of explosion, like the safest point that an explosion of that size could happen in the Gulf of Mexico, without causing damage to the coastline, right? And then you see the second X is a little bit in, just off of what looks like, and you can read it. It says Lake Pontchartrain, and it's a place called Avery Island, and it's a salt mines.
Okay. So, and this is not a clarifying question, this is just a technical question. So now that I have accessed this, I've turned it on, I've got it running, I can safely take it back to my crew and show them the map without worrying about it being traced, or I should hide it and bring them here? Will it be traced if I take it now that it's on?
You don't know. That's what your standard is giving you, is that you don't know. So whatever you decide to do, I know. Like, so it's whatever you decide to do. Mm-hmm.
That's fair. Oh no, not all the cats climbing on me at once. All y'all fuck off. So
Mm-hmm.
Effie's gonna reach in the backpack and kind of scrabble around for a piece of broken crayon, like some crumpled up receipts from the last time someone went to the store.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a great map.
No.
But she manages to make a fairly decent copy. Like, someone who is generous will be able to go, okay, that's the Gulf of Mexico. No, I see where you are. Yeah. And mark out precisely where the oil rig is, where this other X is, the salt mines. And then she's going to let the chimp have the machine. She's going to let the chimp smash it.
Yeah, you let yourself go, and that chimp grabs onto this machine, and it goes, nah! And it just throws it on the ground because it is, and then it like starts like swinging on the corn stalks and like grabs an ear of corn and like tosses that, and then grabs another ear of corn and like bangs the machine and just has like a fucking ball with it. Just, that was my chimp noise. So like, that was my chimp scream. Like, this chimp is and then it does like a celebratory like dance, and it just like starts like going in circles and hooting like a chimp, and has a fucking baller time. Like, it's having a great time.
I am hooting and hollering.
Yeah, hooting and hollering. And honestly, like, this is very cathartic for you because you haven't even gotten a chance to do this yourself since you've landed. Like, you're also having a stressful time, and you've got some really useful information, and there's a reason to celebrate. I also have to pee.
That sucks for y'all, because now y'all gotta listen to me talking about how I wander around the corn, hooting and hollering, eating Farmer Joe's, whole winter crop. This is his good. I sell it to tourists, glass corn, the kind that they don't know not to eat. He just sits there laughing like hell because he knows everyone's gonna try to eat that, and the gut's gonna be hurting them all weekend. He's an asshole. Picking up stray rocks, just beating the shit out this thing. An excellent time. Wish you were here.
I just thought about something. Whenever you do morph into Javier, I want you to know that when you look at Riley, all you see is just radiance.
Oh.
You know what? I do. That's part of why I am so impressed with Riley all the time, is that I have just this constant after effect of how much Javier is just head over heels with her. And it has given me an awkward, cross species. I'm not gay, but I think I might be gay for human Riley, because Javier is not gay for human Riley. But I don't think about this too deeply.
What?
But just know that that's part of why I need her to not look at me like that. Stop being disappointed in me, Riley. I can't.
Y'all are just gonna have a polycule, aren't you? Anyway, interspecies. Let's. Okay. Anyway, so you come back. I'm assuming Riley's disappointed. That's what I'm assuming what happened. Like,
Oh no, I'm not there.
okay.
No, there was a discussion of Effie seeing Riley through Javier's eyes, and
Oh, gotcha. Interesting. Anyway, so after your little hoot and hollering time, are you gonna go back to the group and share what you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna shove everything except for the remains. I'm gonna leave the remains right there. His combine is gonna hate me in a couple weeks, but that's not my problem. I leave the remains of the wreckage there, and I'm gonna put my little map and everything back in my book bag, scurry back over. And as soon as I get there, I'll be like, I have found a map, and I have terrible news.
Wonderful.
I love it.
seems to be the only news we get.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but I worked very hard for it, so it's great terrible news. I'm gonna go ahead and shift back out of the chimpanzee now, because you know what? The chimpanzee might get too worked up talking about what happens, and I don't want to start flinging shit. It is unladylike. I will not admit to having gotten that mad and done it, but I will be glad that no one else was around that day. So So as soon as Effie has, her own body back, or at least enough of it to confidently work with, she pulls out the map and kind of spreads it out on the broken door table that we've got. It's like, so, do not laugh at my map. I was a chimpanzee at the time. I would draw it much better now if I still had the machine and had not destroyed it.
Wait,
Yeah, did you at least save the battery? Your ship is busted.
The battery could absolutely be traced. If my ship stays busted, then my ship stays busted, but this is information we had to have.
Okay.
They could not track us back there. We live here now.
So it sounds like you're really in it with us now.
And she points to like a pile of 3 things, and there's like a troll doll and a snap bracelet and like a toy from a McDonald's Happy Meal. She points to that pile of 3 things, and she goes, "My stuff is here now."
oh,
But
Should we get her better stuff?
so she spreads out the map. She goes, "I have found the oil rig." She points to the first X, and she goes, "And I have found a very large hole in the ground." And she points to the second one. And I do not know how they want to connect them. There is something called Project Ice Age. They plan on moving a contingent of Yerks so far back that the Andalites have most likely before we ever set them free off their own planet, when there is no one to oppose them, and just moving from there.
That is a very bad thing.
what do you mean set them free?
That is actually a good question.
So
What's your relationship with these
Yeah,
slugs,
Effie.
anyways?
What's going on?
so this is great. Y'all have never seen an Andalite turn so many shades. I'm kind of red and I'm kind of pale, and I'm kind of red and pale at the same time. I do not know if I am going to faint or just run away. I am very seriously considering doing both simultaneously, just running away with my whole front part flopping. I don't care. But that does not help. You know what? I am braver than that. And you are all I have. And my God, you know what? If someone is going to judge me, I guess it can be y'all. Because I'm going to judge you back anyway, so it's fine. Andalite, it's fine. I'm better than this. I'm going to take a deep breath and be like, there is a reason we do not share our knowledge and our technology. And it is not because we are selfish, and it is not because we are monsters. It is because the one time we looked at a race buried in the mud and the filth and said, this is not fair. Why don't they deserve to see the stars? And we tried to help them. And now they are on Earth and they are on the entire front of the battlefield. And we are not fighting through the entire galaxy just for conquest and glory. We are trying to clean up our mistake.
So, your people thought you knew a better direction than, I don't know, natural selection and evolution, and it caused this.
There was one prince, and his name was Zero, and he was far too kind. He was so kind, he almost maybe has destroyed the universe at this point. The Yeerks on their planet are small and helpless because the only thing they can successfully merge with are small, not very smart feline primate things. They are
The Ged.
I think you would call them ugly cute.
Hmm.
But they are not very big and they are not very strong and they are not very smart. And the Yeerks are. They are dangerously, frighteningly smart. And it just, to Zero, it did not seem fair that they would never be able to be as good as he thought we were because they were held back by what was on their planet. But he made a very bad call. And for all I know, I am making the same call now by telling you. But I don't know what else to do.
Was it his kindness that was the mistake, or blocking everybody else out afterwards, preventing everyone else from having the means as well to fight?
We do not know. How do you know until the damage is done? Until the bodies are accounted for and the war is over, how can you ever know if you have made the right decision? What if we had given this to the taxons and the taxons had still aligned with the Yeerks?
Historically, like, Ciro's kindness is battered into your brains as children. And Ciro's kindness only happened like a couple of generations before yours because Prince Alaron, who is Visser 3, who is the host of Visser 3, he was infested when on the Hork-Bajir planet, when the Yeerks essentially betrayed the Andalites. Like, you know that for a fact, and they had also ended up taking the Hork-Bajir at the time. And I want to say this is maybe 60 years ago at the most, 60 to 50 years ago at the most, right? Like, timeline-wise, it's not that long. It's like in your parents' lifetime, essentially, that Ciro's kindness happened. And it is the reason why you don't share your technology, and why it is egregious that an Andalite shared the morphing technology with human beings. Like, it is the highest sin that you can commit as an Andalite. And someone did that for these kids. Yeah.
And now I am not just committing it, I am aiding in whoever previously did it. Like, quite frankly, I am having a nervous breakdown at this point as I am telling y'all. Like, I have begun to shake. And I am just an ashy blue. I am fucked up.
The sharing of that with us is the only thing that has given us a chance. It's the only reason we've been able to make a difference.
I know. I know. I see it. I am here with you. I am seeing it work. But also, I know that if any of you are ever caught, you or the other group, there is a whole other group. And if any of you are caught and infected, if the Yerks get this on top of everything else, then how have we not made it worse? We will have made it worse trying to help you save yourself by making it better. Just like you do not understand, this is not an old conflict. This is not something of my ancestors. This is not something we have been fighting for centuries. They have done all of this in the course of our parents' lifetimes. We do not live significantly longer than you. They have done this in the course of your parents' lifetime. All these planets and all these stars. So fast.
And they did it with
Effie.
Andalite technology.
What did you call that event again?
It is Ciro's kindness.
So your people think this kindness was some great sin or whatever.
How could it not be? It is our fault. And it is our mess. Look, the Hork-Bajir, their whole planet. And the taxon set free on the cities. And now, like, she's now pacing in circles.
Mm-hmm.
I try to, like, get in your way, like, to talk to you for a moment. Effie, listen. I understand getting lost in this. What I'm saying is, I don't think kindness was the sin. Your people seem, like my own, pretty susceptible to hubris. Your sin, just like all of ours, has been to believe that you know what's best. Your people have. But listen to me when I say this. Your choices, your actions, have nothing to do with what they did. If we are going to fix things, we're going to do it regardless of what is right and wrong. Whatever they say is right and wrong. We make our decisions every step of the way. And you're making one right now with being with us. And this is going to be the right decision. Because we're going to win.
And continuing to see kindness as a sin, not sharing your technology so we can fight back. That's why the conflict is the way it is. We weren't able to fight back until we had just a small bit of this technology.
And so she kind of backs herself into the corner and she kind of scrubs her hands over her face. She does one of these, like, not the long jaw, obviously, because she can't open her mouth, but all the rest of it, just a big face scrub. She's like, I do not know if I agree with you. I know that there is no other choice I can make. It is our greatest dishonor, and maybe I will be a greater dishonor than Zero ever was. I may make things so worse that they curse my name until the stars die, but I have to try. I have to try.
Trying's all we can do, but I don't know if I think we should have technology too much. We don't exactly have a great track record on this planet of kind use of technology.
Well, my bag has no cats, so it is what it is. I have done it. There are no cats in the bag.
I don't think any of it's going to matter if we don't stop them doing whatever Project Ice Age is.
If they can go back in time to, and he looks at the Ice Age name, the Ice Age, then they would just be the prominent species on Earth long before we ever even come into whatever role we would be in that version of Earth.
They could theoretically guide and make us basically a dog-like. They could breed us into whatever they wanted that long ago, I'd assume.
And they will.
Yeah.
They will breed you into their perfect host, and they will breed themselves by the million. And once this planet is seething with them, and they are ready to exploit its untapped, never drained resources, they will sail to 100,000 more planets all across the stars long before anyone is braced to meet them, and they will devour the galaxy.
So, who wants to try and find out what our hole is?
Did you also write down Avery Island and salt mines?
She did. She
Okay.
wrote. She didn't
Okay.
quite understand what it was. She said it is a giant hole.
Yeah.
And so she wrote them, but she wrote it like a chimpanzee, so it's a little bit hard to read right now.
For those of you who are born and raised in Louisiana at this time, it's probably only Tony in game. Yeah, Avery Island is known for two things. It has the Tabasco sauce was invented there, and it does have salt mines. And Tony, I'm gonna give this to you because it is a known rumor. People say it all the time, whether it's true or not, that the U.S. government does in fact store nukes in the salt mines.
Ah.
Like this, people just say it out loud. Like your parents have talked about it, like while playing pool and poker. Like you even said someone, you might have a dad's friend that might even have just said, like, "Oh yeah, absolutely."
Do you think nuclear energy would be enough for this? Because people talk about like H-bombs and stuff being there.
I would be unsure. Maybe a small rift. I don't know.
Oh no, a nuclear bomb would be definitely big enough.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's a.
She doesn't know how big a nuclear bomb is. She's thinking it is
yeah,
like
yeah,
the bomb she sees on the cartoon.
But the two humans are like, you know what? I think that's a big explosion.
It is.
Yeah,
very big.
That's a fission reaction. That's the big.
Oh. Those words she understands. Fission reaction. Why has no one fucking said fission reaction
Because
before?
Tony doesn't know what that is.
Yes, that can do it. That will do it. Yes.
And then she's like, "Wait, humans know how to do that?" It's like, oh yeah,
not well.
Yeah.
So
why is your sky so dirty if you do fission?
Because we only do it for war.
Oh, she's right again.
I have to pee again.
So, anyone have any idea how we get on?
Oh, if that's their aim, then it's not just the rift, it's them setting off a nuclear reaction just on the coast.
Maybe. So what is the oil rig for then? Is it just a location for the explosion, or is it maybe?
So we have to find out.
I would suggest we go. It could be many things. It could be that they needed a certain distance to keep it from destroying wherever their kendama pool is. They could have ships that are within the fallout range. They I they could be trying to fuel it with all the oil underneath. We'll have to see.
I think I still need to contact the other team in California. They're kids, but they've been doing this longer. They seem to know something.
That other Andalite was there too.
Mm-hmm. Did you want me to let him know that you were looking, Effie?
Let him know that he doesn't work, that he is not alone. She is so embarrassed. She just, you know what? She's doing the right thing. She knows she's doing the right thing. The thought of looking another Andalite in their face right now is literally nauseating. Even knowing that he is possibly doing the exact same thing she is. The thought of looking at another Andalite having made the choice she made, can't do it.
So then, Javier, you want to try and find out more about the nukes that could be there? Or do you want me to try?
Well, can you try to see if you can find any connection between the oil rig and the salt mines? Like, they seem pretty far away, but is there anything that might be causing them to do both of these things? I was thinking about trying to contact the people for the oil rig and see if I can maybe get my mom a meeting or something. I don't know. Just something to get a little more insider information.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Who wants to go next then on there? Well, do y'all want to go ahead and take another 5-minute break then before we do another gather information roll and do the last hour? Or do y'all want to keep going?
We can do the break real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll go ahead and take another break real quick, and we will be back in somewhere between 5, 10, whatever minutes. So we'll see y'all soon. Hello, we're here. We're back. We're queer. We're gonna make some more morphing bullshit. Some more gather information rolls. That's what's happening. Like that's what we're doing. More gather information rolls as we have thus returned. But yeah, so far the group has found out that they're using nukes at an oil rig to open a space-time rip so that Yerks could go into the past and achieve symbiosis with possibly human beings without any resistance from both, Andalites and even other species. That's kind of the gist of what y'all have learned. When and where and how they're doing it, you don't know. But yeah, what's y'all have some more gather information rolls. We got some 45 minutes for y'all to do that. So what are we doing? Who's next on this?
I need to contact the California team.
Mm-hmm.
And Javier was going to make some phone calls. So since I'm driving, I'll probably take us both back to my house for that.
Okay. Your house is probably the safest house to contact people through the internet because your mom gives you actual privacy. It's also like just one less person, right? Like you have your own computer. There's not even a family computer because your mom needs a work computer, right? With her own job. So you're gonna and y'all do have a group chat that y'all have spoken in code a lot. So do you want to what do you want to say in a message in the group chat? Do you what's the plan?
A good question. Mm-hmm. I think when we get to my house, I'm trying to think where the computer is. If I have my own computer, is it in my bedroom?
Yeah, you can have it in your bedroom.
A very cool 90s kid.
You are a cool 90s kid, but it's also so you can play Doom on it.
I think we get up there and
EverQuest.
Yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
Once we get up there, I think I step towards the computer and stop, and I look over at Javier. Should we stay on mission or make out first?
I think he kind of quick tackles you and gives you a kiss. It's like, mission first, but one more kiss after.
You're right. Fate of the world.
It'll be a very long
sit
kiss.
Down. I will sit down at the computer.
I'll get out of the phone book.
Would it be better if we just talk to them on the phone?
Is it less trackable, you think?
I mean, I don't think our phones are... I don't think anyone's listening in on our phones, so there won't be...
So what y'all would definitely know, Javier, because you've been having collect calls, is that it's by the same person, but the collect call, the caller ID, the *69, has come from payphones. And you figured that is probably a precaution. But you could...
we could tell him to call us.
Yeah.
And then just wait it out.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay. I will... Because in this timeline, I guess I'm the one who spoke to going bananas.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I did in the other timeline as well, but I guess I'm the one who led that up. So I will send a message.
And there's no message history because they didn't have that yet.
Yeah, I will send a message that we need to talk, and I guess I will send my phone number.
It takes, because they are 3 hours behind you.
That's cool.
It takes like almost until 7:15 p.m. for you to get your phone call rings.
No, what will Javier and Riley do in 3 hours?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Probably get a pizza. What?
Hey! I have my own gather information roll to make. Thank you very much.
You can't take up the phone line though.
I'll
We've
do
committed
so.
to this.
You can't take out the phone line. You have to wait. Like
I'll
the
have
Can't be on the internet.
Yeah, here's what's the
Can't be on
hilarious
the
thing.
internet.
The phone will ring like 2 or 3 times, and like at first it's like a telemarketer, then it's your grandma, and then
Oh, Riley's
finally
frustrated.
right, and then finally the third time around 7:15, it is a collect call from and you just hear some guy in a gorilla suit. Like, do you accept the charges?
Yes, I accept the charges.
And you hear, yo, what's up? Make it quick.
Well, first you were trying to contact us.
Yeah, y'all aren't subtle, are you?
No, we're not subtle, but we're effective.
Yeah, is like, did y'all seriously kill a cop?
It's
COPE?
complicated.
Yeah.
It's
Are
complicated.
you okay? Are you okay? Do you need like an airlift? We don't have like access to something that can fly that's big, but like, do you need like a dog to come get you? Like,
Possibly, eventually. One of us is currently playing hide and seek because of past events.
Don't know how that goes whatsoever. So what's up, Buttercup?
Please don't call me that.
There was someone walking by. I'm so sorry.
Bad things are happening here.
Yeah?
What do you know about time and rips in it?
I think there's like a long pause as if someone is getting a traumatic experience or something back. And it goes, in what context?
Standard, just the standard sci-fi movies, big explosion, things sent back in time. Everyone suffers.
Oh. Yep. Did not everyone ends up remembering those when it happens, but there's a little experience. What's up? Like, I don't necessarily remember the plot of Back to the Future, but I understand the plot of Back to the Future.
Right, yeah. I mean, I always have to wonder, those main characters, what could they do to stop such a thing?
Yeah, what could they do? What could they do to... Crap. Can I call you back in like an hour? I'm gonna go get my guy.
Like time travel guy.
Okay.
My guy who knows more.
Yeah, that's the first big question. The other big question is that I'm worried about: what if we can't stop it and we're caught nearby? Those are the questions.
If you can't stop it and you're caught in an explosion, I hope that you brought an extra a backpack with extra. You make another explosion happen to get back.
Interesting.
But like I
wonder if
said,
we'll try that in the sequel.
Yeah, maybe. Like, I hear they're making a 4th Back to the Future. Yeah, give me an hour, and not even that long, and I'll call you back. Besides, you're probably up at $5 now. Don't want you to get in trouble. This number or a different number?
This number is fine.
Cool. I'll talk to you later. Bye. And the thing hangs up, and he sounded nervous.
Yeah, I'll just turn off the air. I think it's probably worse than we thought. You have an hour to make your calls.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we'll have a gather information roll on Riley in the next phone call when she talks to Axe. But we can do your gather information phone calls now. Your roll now. So
yeah, I'm hoping to call like the facility itself, whatever form that takes, and see about like trying to get information from them as a potential like employee or prospect, being as she is familiar with fuel and that sort of thing. Like it might be something that they would want.
Okay. Make a roll, and then we'll see how this goes. And what skill are you using?
Oh, sway! I'm definitely trying to make them think like, oh, I want this person hired. I want to put him, on the here, whatever. So I'm just trying to get as much as I can out of them, like in terms of what actual work they're doing on the tanker.
So here's the thing. Do you know what company you're calling?
No, but I was hoping during the time that we were waiting, I was gonna try to Google or ask Jeeves it or whatever.
Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves what companies operate out of the oil companies operate out of the Gulf of Mexico. There's a couple. There's Exxon. There's Shell. And then there's BP. Sorry. I had to take a moment to say that name out loud.
Were the guys who were arrested wearing any sort of work paraphernalia?
No, but you guys had some folders. Maybe you could have looked at. You could do a flashback and look at the folder.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
I think that.
It's BP. Of course it's BP.
Of course.
Even though right now it would have been Exxon, because there was the big Exxon spill that happened pretty much around this time. But yeah, no, it's BP that you see. That would have owned it on the files. Yeah. So you get out that phone book, those yellow pages, and you
making some calls, gonna get real boring with it.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm just trying to inspect how much they're actually doing, like what level of skill they would need for the thing that they're trying to do there.
And luckily enough for you, BP is located in the West Coast, so it's only 4:00 there, and not almost 8, to where they wouldn't answer their phone. Yep. What did you get?
I got a 5.
All right, cool. Kind of some of the same. You get to ask one question for information, and I can give you clear information. Not exact info, but I can give you good info.
Mm-hmm.
What's your question?
So I want to know what work is being done there right now, other than the obvious drilling. Like
they're building.
reason I'm
they're
calling-
not even drilling. They're just building a new rig.
They're just building a new
They're
rig.
building a new rig. It is a brand new rig being built. It is not in operation yet. It is the construction of a rig.
Got it.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a follow-up?
Yes. Sorry, I don't know what's up.
I've been talking a lot today.
Sorry.
That's right.
If they're just building a new rig,
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know how I'd get this information though. Is the thing.
Well, it's a follow-up on the it's a follow-up on the information. Just ask the question, and per the rules, I will answer. So,
Right.
mm-hmm.
This new rig, what are its capabilities?
It's to drill oil. That is the information. It's like it's deep ocean drilling. It's pretty standard. There's plenty out there. You know, they're taking more safety precautions now, especially after the big Exxon spill in the Pacific, but it is there to drill oil. Very standard.
Gotcha. Damn it. Okay. That's fine. I got nothing. Shit.
No, you did good. You did get the information that it's a new rig being built. Not that
Which is very interesting.
All right. Riley, go ahead and now make your gather information roll. And we're gonna have and sorry I didn't get too much into the scene. It's just a poor fucking worker that literally is just answering your questions because these aren't big deal questions, and you rolled a sway, which is pretty good. It's like, oh yeah, sure, it's just an oil rig. Are you a reporter? That kind of bullshit, right? Like, no conflict in getting that info. It's standard.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Riley, you go ahead and make me a gather information roll.
What should I roll for this? Because it's going to be Axe willingly sharing information with me.
It is an Andalite. I think what I will have.
Like, is it study to understand everything he's throwing at me, or?
It could be that. Because he will give you the Andalite answer, but I also think it could also be a consort. Or it could be study.
I would like study.
Okay.
Riley is better at that than she is talking with people, because people have never liked her, so she has never honed that skill. That's a 5.
Right, we're in the same level. The phone rings. It's like, ring, 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 ring. You have a collect call from Buns. Cinnamon cinnamon buns. Do you accept?
Yes.
Hello. Hi. Hello. Questions? Marco says,
yes.
Be careful.
Mm-hmm. Which of Marco's friends is this again? Who am I speaking to?
Axel. Axel.
Got it. Yeah, we have a friend of yours with us now. I was supposed to tell you that. Somebody with similar experiences. But that's something we'll talk about later. The real reason I'm calling is
So confused.
Time Rip explosion.
Sario Rip. Sario Rip.
Yes. I believe that is what they called it in the movie. Yes.
Mm-hmm. What about?
Is there anything you can... I want to ask you how characters might try to stop it, but I assume the answer is just stop the explosion.
Yes. Ideal.
What if we were if characters were attempting that, what should they know about? Is there something they should know? Something they should watch out for?
If it works, alter timeline. If it is reversed, things that happened there don't happen. Does that make sense? If you ooh, candy. If you go in time and pet a new pet in time, when come back in time, cannot have that pet.
Understood.
If unsure if it completely alters timeline or if creates new timeline.
Okay. That is good to know.
Experiments have been too risky because if it worked, Ronald Reagan would be dead. That's what Marco says.
Interesting. If characters were to be sent back and then figure out how to return, it's as if it never happened. Did it not happen for the characters as well?
Sometimes.
Did they not? Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Interesting.
Cannot take anything back. Forefront's like, be gone, Reagan. This is how we know time travel doesn't exist.
Okay. Do you have any other tips for us? Any other advice?
We should come. Vacation?
Sure, we could use the extra hands.
Can take time, but maybe not. We should come. Do you know when the movie comes out?
We don't know yet. We're still asking around, trying to find out that information.
Okay.
We're still looking for it, but we don't know. But it could be soon. Could be months from now.
Okay. Cool. Okay. here is Marco. And did you get any of that?
I think so. It confirmed some of the fears that we had, and some more information that is good to have. I also mentioned to him that we have someone with similar experiences as him with our group now. I don't know if he caught that or not, but
Yeah, that's probably why he was so confused. You mean that you have a cousin?
yes.
All right.
She wanted him to know that he is not alone in this.
Well, we will see what we can do about going on, Thanksgiving's about going on vacation, because this is a very important movie.
Yes.
I hear that Michael Bay worked really hard on it.
Okay.
Has the chance of changing the world, from what critics are saying.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't have a meteor just fall onto Earth like that and kaboom. Cool. You're probably at like $10 now, and I don't need to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll be in touch. And he just hangs up.
Okay.
And you now have like a $30 collect call bill that at the end of the month you'll have to explain to your mom.
Like... At the end of the month. I have time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit down and just kind of lean back against Javier.
California.
They might be coming to provide backup.
Fine.
I know, but they've been at this longer than we have, and it would more than double our numbers.
Yeah. I tried exercising as a gorilla. Doesn't seem to be changing. I think it's just always going to be the same.
Yeah, you do notice that your gorilla form does not change. Like, it is the same gorilla every time. Your body continues to change.
Mm-hmm.
And grow normally. Mm-hmm.
Not important, but I don't know. I don't want to be a smaller gorilla. Is that a dumb boy thing? Like, I don't know.
It might be. We can keep an eye out for another gorilla for you if you like, but...
Like, you have a silverback gorilla. What bigger gorilla do you need?
Oh, I just don't want to be smaller than that other gorilla.
Remember, he's like 10.
14. He's like 14.
He's like 10.
They are so small.
They're just... Alright, last but not least, Tony is gonna get a gather information roll as well. A new gorilla on the block. He's cramping my style. Thanks for... I have to pee one more time, and we'll get your gather information roll, Tony, and then we'll do our other things. Yay!
The only thing Tony can think about that we could find is probably going to be the blast radius, so we can figure out exactly where that falls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they're keeping the missiles in the salt mine, then that's... I don't know if the blast radius matters, does it? We know it's from there. That's where it's going to happen.
Well, it seems like they're setting up they're creating this oil rig for something. They don't need to dig for oil if they have nuclear bombs.
Also, my other thought would be that there's weapons, plural. You don't really want to explode the one when all the others are there too.
So I think the oil rig is like the detonation device that they're building.
See, in my brain, I was thinking it was some sort of like platform for them to get all the dudes gathered.
That too.
Jump into the past.
Okay.
Because I imagine just blowing up a bunch of nukes will just kill them unless they have something around it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing, and I don't know if everyone will matter, I just said it. Will us worrying about the blast radius of the nukes matter at all? Because honestly, it's just gonna go to the library, and it's the only thing I could think of that they haven't.
Yeah,
tried.
it's one of the reasons why they're going to be so far out in the Gulf of Mexico. Like, it's, I could give you some insight for free in that it just kind of looks like they're going to cover up the explosion on something going wrong with the new rig.
Oh, yeah.
The rig is a cover-up for the explosion, not the explosion itself.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we can skip mine. They look up
Are you
other
sure?
stuff to verify theirs, unless someone else has a. I can't think of anything that we could grab from this we haven't gotten already.
Maybe there's like a newspaper or anything regarding like timeline, like maybe some announcement like there's a new oil rig in
Y'all
X.
do not know when it's going to happen, so there is that, and you do not know for
the
sure.
Opening day for the rig,
and you do also not you also do not know for sure. You could look for a way inside the salt mines or military. Like, there is something you can look for about.
That was actually the other thought I had, and I totally forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like into the salt mines is more important because we're kind of just going to go as soon as we're able at this point, I think. Mm-hmm. Because we don't really want to wait for the day they're planning to do the explosion to go.
Yeah. Also, Ford just said time to acquire and morph cockroaches just in case folks need to survive a grand explosion.
There's some downsides to that I'm not.
You're not ready to be bugs yet.
I've been a lot of things. I don't want to be.
But yeah, I'll go ahead. And actually, that should be something I could go find at the library. I've got a few other people morph, so we'll just go look up some mine information at the library, even though Tony's study is awful.
You can also do survey. Survey is also could be something you could use.
Yeah, he's also really bad at that. Mm-hmm. Sadly, he has person skills and breaking things skills.
Bully other kids into doing your homework for you.
But like nice bullying. Be like, hey kid, I really need to get into this college, but I'm dumb and I'm dyslexic and you're really smart. Like, you go the opposite direction in that you just make them feel really bad for them.
Oh, crap. Actually.
Huh. And there's also consort, too, where you can have someone else do it for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be really weird for Tony to do this. I'll have to get right into the thing. One of the morphs I acquired last season was the principal of the school.
That is one of the morphs you acquired last season.
Yes. So I think I will make sure that he's somewhere busy.
Yeah, at home. At this time, he's at home, sure. Or at school.
Well, I meant more. My plan was to go and as the principal basically tell someone to give me this assignment.
Or
I can ask the librarian. Never mind.
You can ask the librarian.
For all the info, the books on these. There's some bullshit.
And there is also you have literally all the names and addresses of those workers on those files as well.
Oh, the oil rig workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is that.
Oh, that's interesting too. Damn. Now I have lots of ideas. Fuck, one of them was actually I know exactly. Javier will love this plan, so we'll go with
So
it.
we'll do it.
Then I would like to ask the question. I will use. I have the thing, so I'd like to try and use hunt. I would like to survey the guy who lived here. Was he the only child, or is their family still here?
The guy who lived here, T-John. That's right.
Yeah.
T-John. T-John. Yeah, go ahead and roll. What are you rolling again?
I'd like to try hunt to track down his family in
Okay.
the area.
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
Dice. And I actually burned one of my D6s that I have saved because
Cool.
I think I have 1 or 2.
Yep. I will.
Cool. A 5 and a 2. So 5 I will take.
The 5 you'll take, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you look at his files. His name is Jonathan Johnson. It's called T-John. You look up his address, and he lives out not far from the hideout. Like, his address is in a town called Forest Hill. No. He was Cajun, so he's definitely not in Forest Hill. He lives in the town with the casino, actually. Which is about 30 miles out, which is not a problem as a bird or an adult to get to whatsoever. He lives with his mom.
Okay.
Out on the bayou.
Out on the bayou. Mom. Just his mom. The only follow-up question I'd have then is how does she look hearty and hale, or is she a bit older and under the weather?
Oh, when you see her, she is like essentially working her. She's probably pulling ears of corn. You know exactly what she's doing. Okay. She is sitting on her rocking chair and she is snapping green beans. That is exactly what she's doing. Like, she's got a big 2 bowls and just snapping green beans on her porch. Is there anything you wanted to do?
Yes, but I was planning to involve the rest of them
you could be a person and talk to her.
I can. Fuck it. It'll be awkward, but it's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna go out a ways, and morph back to Tony. And then do my best to beat myself up a bit. Dirty, muddy, roll around. Scratch myself a little.
Just roll in the gravel. What?
Yeah. And then I'm going to stagger towards the house.
Okay. I'm just
honestly, Tony's only goal is going to be to acquire this.
The old lady? That's what you want to do?
Yes. Because we're going to call an emergency to get TJ back here.
T-John.
I told you Javier would love the plan.
Oh my
God.
I do.
He can't lie to his mother.
It's awful. Oh, it's a terrible.
She sees this poor boy and she drops her green beans and she comes on the force. Shacha! Kisi-san! She starts speaking to you and none of it is English. She's speaking to you in French. You have no idea what she's saying, but she's so concerned with what's wrong with this poor child that looks like he's been beaten up, and she wants you to come inside and she'll warm you up some coffee and call somebody for you. Who's your mom? Who's your Pierre?
We did exchange numbers at some point, I'm pretty sure. I vaguely recall this. Yes.
Like whose numbers?
Between the group?
Yeah. I'm sure y'all have each other's. I need to give
either Riley or Javier's number.
Okay.
Because I can't really give mine.
Okay, yeah, you give them one of someone's. You can give the phone number to the the Jehovah Witness Hall. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
a
easier
Pizza
if I go
Hut,
with
yeah.
one of. I'll go with.
Yeah, essentially, it gives you the opportunity for you to acquire this 60-year-old, or maybe not, maybe like 50-year-old woman's.
I don't need to worry her unduly. If it's Riley or Javier, they can bullshit enough to come get me.
To acquire her, and an old lady calls you and says, "What's your name, Sha?"
Tony. Oh,
she calls.
God damn it, Tony.
She calls
It would be
Riley's
her.
number. Riley, your phone rings. You're making out with
I'm sorry,
Javier.
Riley. It would be. He's so bad.
You're making out with
Covert
Javier.
ops.
Frustration again. This is like the 4th phone call.
This one isn't collect.
I will
This
answer
one
it.
is not collect. No.
I almost don't answer it. Very close to not answering it. But I do answer it finally.
Honey, there's this kid here. His name is Tony. And she starts speaking. It's kind of French. Can you come get him? I'm here in Spring Bayou. It looks like someone beat him up. Is that your friend?
Interesting.
you're gonna have to hurry. I just felt a little woozy. I got the frissons here for a second. I need to go sit down.
Right. Yeah, I don't know a Tony. I think you have the wrong number.
Oh, baby, she don't know who you are.
Hang up the phone.
You hang up the phone,
yeah.
and I'm assuming Tony at this point, you've acquired her. She had a faint spell, and you're just gone.
Yeah, there's no better way to do it.
Yeah, and but yeah, no. So, I don't know if that's gather informational, but that is a good thing to have for maybe the mission. So I do like this. And I think with that, it's a really good time for us to go and do our stuff. We'll do crew last. Let's go ahead and get Effie first, since we didn't even get to you last time. We had yours off screen. Don't forget, you don't have a missing eye stalk anymore. It's gone.
I sure don't. I should definitely fix that on my paper.
I changed it.
All right. Nice.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
Well, first we got to get your level ups.
You're a level up.
Thank you. From what?
I'm not paying no attention. You said me first, and I said, okay, cool.
Yeah, our experience.
Yes, let's do that.
Let's do your experience first, and then we'll do everything else. No desperate rolls are to mark XP on. Did you tackle a challenge that follows the mandates of the Andalite people or your personal oaths?
Yeah. I had a whole fucking mental breakdown. I had a whole emotional breakdown over the mandates of the Andalite people and my own personal ethics around it. So yes, I would think so.
I would say you, at the very least, get one for that. Very specifically in telling, when you said it's like doing this information, this power is a bad idea. Like that specifically. Do you have like a second specific point that you think you can get a second one for?
No.
It's okay.
Would you put the he's not alone under your beliefs?
You did try to contact Axe. Yeah, I'll give that for you. That's 2. And it probably could have counted for some other ones too, but it's the distribution points. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Definitely, definitely got one for that one. Because I remember very specifically, I don't remember specifically, but in that entire conversation was all Andalite bullshit, and you definitely deserve the 3 things for that. If you can come up with like a more specific instance, I could give you a 4th point for that.
I have an idea for one.
Yeah.
With mentioning that I was trying to bring up the bat or whatever, and she mentioned, "Nah, not worth it. I live here now." Like she's committed to the mission and said, "Fuck it, this is what I'm doing." And that's very
sounds like a drive.
military.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
All
I
her
live
stuff
here
is
now.
here now.
My stuff is here. My stuff is here. Does sound like yeah, sure.
My 4 stuffs.
My 4 things are here. And did you struggle with your fear of swimming? Your paranoia for the ocean?
I did not have to struggle with that this time.
No, it'll be next time. Don't worry. That's yeah. So that's a 4 for you, Tony. Did you did not roll any desperate actions? Did you tack a challenge head on with righteous violence or fury? You did hurt yourself.
I did. That was for the greater good.
It was you were violent towards yourself. I'm gonna give it to you.
It was for the greater good, so I would go with that.
It was very righteous and furious. You rolled around in the gravel. I'll give it to you. Do you have another instance?
Not for the violence or fury. It almost came to that, but
not quite. Did you?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
What's up?
Do you have an argument for that?
Well, he was. Well, the thing is, I didn't fight him because I didn't want to hurt my friends, but he was coming.
He was
like,
ready.
He was ready to brawl.
Ready to fight him. You're like, you want to fight a rhino?
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
I did. I couldn't tell what the fuck he wanted, so you know.
He couldn't either.
Let's go.
This is the kind of child that would roll in radioactive waste, probably. So y'all might have a chance. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background at any point?
Verbally, the only one I'd have for that
protect the TV, please.
To protect the TV, and then also kind of making sure Javier didn't hurt himself or anyone else while we were waiting for.
I do find it.
Was better at
I'm still gonna give you 3 because I think this was more of a background to offer your fighting than it was your righteous violence. But the whole thing of like, if you need to hit something, do it. I can take it. Very specifically cater to your footballness, right? Like it's like, I'm a football player. I can get hit by a gorilla. I get hit by gorillas all the time. Gorilla-sized children all the time. Like,
exactly.
Gorilla-sized children.
The more like that kind of stuff. But you definitely have 3, and one of those for the violence would go into that. Did you struggle with your haunted virtue, your haunted stress though,
Not this
or your
time.
virtues?
I need to get a time for sleepies, but nope.
Cool, you got 3. All right. Let's do Riley. Riley, you have no traumas yet. Did you tackle a challenge with clever morphing or empathy today? Yeah. I'll be a jaguar and I'll run in the forest with you.
Yeah, that was one of them. Relating to Javier's dysphoria/dysmorphia, kind of in a parallel way, I was thinking the second. To help him with that. So that's 2 for empathy.
Sure. Your drives, beliefs, heritage, or background this time around.
So Riley bristling and arguing against the idea that kindness was the issue.
That's true. I'll give you that one.
Awesome. And the other one I was thinking, I'll see what you think. Tried to put my own wants before the mission. Making out with Javier, and I say that as a deep cut
as a
to the
drive.
trans experience.
That is
as a drive, or I was also thinking a lot of times when trans individuals transition, there's a struggle with feeling selfish about it and putting yourself first
Mm-hmm.
to do that. So that's kind of one of the drives that I was getting at.
Yeah.
With Riley.
Go ahead. You have 4. Like, cool. And last but not least, we have Ollie. Our prince. No desperate actions. I'm already gonna say that you were definitely reckless. I'm going from the bottom, so definitely take. You struggled with being reckless, like you just took off on your parents and you beat. I would give you 2 for that because you took off on your parents. You struggled with your reckless behavior tenfold this time around. So take 2 for your struggles. Did you tackle a challenge that kept the group united or active against your foes?
Yeah, with Effie, trying to remind them that like the actions of like our predecessors don't mean shit when in this situation because we have to take action ourselves.
Fuck yeah.
And yeah.
Fuck
and
yeah.
It was difficult not to make out with Riley for a while. So like he said no, 1 kiss, then work, then.
That's gotta be something to do with the prince keeping us on mission.
That does have to be with the prince keeping you on mission. He denied making out and only gave smooches. Sure. Go ahead. Take that one. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background at any point?
A little bit, I think.
A little bit. Talking about he's really my dad, so that's one. Why wasn't he here? And I would say you with your weird dysmorphia that you were having at some point. Javier. The first time in this game, and since I have done Blades in the Dark, you have 6 experience points, which is
holy shit.
Like, 6 experience points. Okay. Yeah, because you went through the ringer this time around, so
hey, I cried on stream for real.
Yeah, you did. You sure did. Okay, friends, listen. Thank you all for coming and showing up. My crew here is wonderful with all of our emotions and all, and body horror and all of that crazy stuff. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. I love you guys. As far as the channel and where you can find me and what we do here, always remember to join my Discord. You can follow me on the Twitters as Valdrianth. Like I said, I don't know when, but sometime very soon I'm working on getting another show going. Specifically, I believe we're going to be doing a Persona game. Maybe starting in April or May. We'll see. I have to talk to the GM about that. And then on Saturdays you can catch us with some Dragon Age. Every other Sunday you can catch me on Natural One Heroes. That's spelled out completely, where we play Rime of the Frostmaiden. I am a barbarian, and in 2 weeks, I believe at the beginning of April, I should be finally over at Sword and Key with some Brindlewood Bay. That's coming next month. So that's what's happening with me. Everybody else, this time Arnica, promoting yourself. Like, where can we find you, friends? What you doing?
You can find me still not paying attention at Arnica X Ross on Twitter, Twitch, and I. Look, I was on autopilot. My brain said, yeah, show's over. Do your thing. I said, are you sure? It said, yeah, I'm sure. This is what happens next.
It happens to the best
It's
of
been
us.
a day. There's been too many emotions and not enough sleep. You can find me at Arnica X Ross, Twitch, Twitter, and Hive. Catch me on Friday. I have been bold, black, and beautiful through an entire season of Aliens. I survived the whole thing in my original character.
Nice.
That's
fly
crazy.
as fuck. Come catch me for the series finale on Friday, 2:30. Let's see if I walk out the other side. I'm so close, y'all. I can taste it. There's absolutely not a morph standing behind me in the reactor room.
Definitely.
And that's me.
All right. Nielsen.
I was Nilsson. I can be found on Twitter at @fell_strike. Not a lot else going on with me right now. So that's it.
Oh, that is me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, most places on the internet. I'm a queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer and podcaster. You can find me on Twitter and most other social media at Archival Dust Bun. As far as where to find me, Friday night you can find me over on Lost Caravan for the first part of a Lancer two-shot, I guess. I'm part of the Friday night team. There will be a separate team on Saturday, both trying to do the same mission. I'm going to try not to mess it up too much Friday night for the Saturday team. But if you enjoy Lancer, come check that out. Tuesday night over on Black Feather Guild, we have the finale of Champions of the Fae Season 2. We are trying to stop a demon invasion of the Feywild. I play the Summer Queen Spy Master, and it is just a lot of fun. Once that show is over on Ballad of the Seven Dice, we're starting another Lancer campaign, Nostradamus Core. I will be playing an interesting pilot focused around the Nuclear Cavalier talent. So she will be running her mech near a meltdown the entire time and seeing if I can last an entire season without blowing myself up. Should be great. Starting also over on the Lost Caravan on Saturdays very soon in the next couple weeks is our Fabula Ultima campaign. If you like JRPGs, this is a TTRPG based on the golden age of JRPGs. I have a great cast of characters for that. There will be more information out for that soon. That's starting within the next 2 weeks on Saturdays. And of course, keep an eye out on Thorny Dried's channel for U-Force Inheritance in the next 2 weeks as well for our Masks actual play. Again, an amazing cast. I play a protege with far too much responsibility on her shoulders. We're finally coming together as a team. We've had some really dramatic, dysfunctional episodes, and we are finally coming together. It's a great time to jump in and catch that. And of course, a podcast or more your thing, you find me on Response Team Omnicron, a Lancer actual play podcast following a PR team who unexpectedly ends up on the front lines of a brewing conflict. We are finally back from hiatus. It's a great time to jump in and catch up. We've been described as if Battlestar Galactica had its own red versus blue. So if that sounds interesting, or if you just like giant mechs, find us anywhere you normally get your podcast and on Twitter at RT Omnicron. And also keep an eye out for Emergent Code, an upcoming Queer and Trans-led Animon Story podcast. We've announced our cast. You can find us on Twitter currently at Emergent Code Pod. So if you like Digimon, especially Digimon Tamers or Survive, give us a follow there and watch for our first episode soon.
And last but not least.
Yeah, that leaves me. I am Rula Alejandro Gonzalez Enriquez, but you can call me Ali. Or Lycus D Stratus, which I just found out that if you Google Lycus D Stratus, I am the first 10 things that come up.
Nice.
It's always important to Google
and
yourself.
one of the things that come... It is. One of the things I found was a thing that I did a long time ago. I wrote in a book for a book called Supers and Sorcery Presents Demon Dude. And it is a 5e compatible book where you get to play as definitely not knockoffs of Hellboy and his friends. So check that out. If you buy it, I get money, so that's cool. And you can find anything that I do on my YouTube channel, Delta Cryptid Productions.
All right, that is us, y'all, and we're gonna go ahead and give a raid over to GM Hina. They're playing some sort of tabletop RPG. I'm not sure, but on the profile it does say it's either Dungeons and Dragons or Monster of the Week, and I always stand both of those games, especially Monster of the Week. We love in this house. But until then, y'all, I will see y'all Saturday, and we will see you next week. Bye. Everyone wave. You're all so beautiful. It's wonderful.